New heart, new beginning.
The night my heart stopped, I was still running. Not from death, though it was catching up, but from the truth thundering after me through the abandoned subway tunnels of East Berlin. Cold air scraped my throat. My footsteps echoed like frantic Morse code across the concrete. The flash drive in my palm cut into my skin with every move, but letting go wasn't an option. Behind me, footsteps, heavy, certain, hunting me the way darkness hunts the last flicker of light. My vision pulsed, a high ringing filled my ears. No, not now. Pain slammed into my chest. My bad valve, my secret curse, was seizing again. My legs buckled, sending me to the floor in a rough skid. The shadows of my pursuers stretched toward me like claws. "Stop running, Nina!" a man shouted. "Hand it over!" I couldn't even breathe, much less answer. My heartbeat became a thin thread, fading, and then an arm hooked around my waist. A strong, precise motion pulling me into a maintenance alcove. Darkness swallowed everything. When I woke, antiseptic filled my nose and a soft beep pulsed beside me. Hospital lights glared above. My chest burned. Someone was sitting by my bed, lean, calm, and far too composed to be a stranger who happened to save my life. "You're awake," he said, my voice scraped out like broken glass. "Who are you?" "Call me Adler." "That's not a real name. It's the one I'm giving you." He leaned forward. His eyes were steady but stormy. "You died, Nina." I froze. "Then why am I breathing?" "Because I brought you back." My fingers trembled. "How?" He lifted something small, metallic, petaled like a blooming flower of circuitry. "I installed this." The weight in my chest suddenly made horrifying sense. "You put that in me?" "You were dead," he repeated calmly. "There were no other options." Heat thrummed beneath my sternum, unnatural, alive and not alive at the same time. Adler stood. "You should also know, the men chasing you, they weren't common criminals. They were Vantage operatives. Now that you're alive again, they'll come back." "For what?" I whispered. "I didn't steal anything. I found that flash drive." He waited. He knew there was more, so I forced my voice to steady. "There was an old surveillance recording, a man being interrogated. He said Vantage was creating a new kind of human, and then he died. Violently. Horribly." Adler didn't flinch. "That man was my brother." The monitor beside me spiked. My chest felt too small for everything inside it. Later that night, he moved me to a safe house above a dusty vinyl shop. The neon lights outside flickered like they were shivering. My newly patched-up heart glowed faintly beneath my shirt, whether from the implant or my fear, I wasn't sure. "Your heart isn't normal anymore," Adler said from across the room. I barked out a humorless laugh. "I noticed. The regulator you have, the one I installed, it's based on Vantage's prototype, but theirs kills everyone it touches. And mine didn't." "That's what worries me," he said softly. "You're worried I survived?" "No," he corrected quietly. "I'm worried about why." Before I could respond, a crash splintered the silence downstairs. Adler's eyes snapped toward the door. "They found us." My heart thrummed hard, like a baseline shaking my ribs. "Run," he ordered, but something in me refused. I wasn't the same girl who died in a subway tunnel. Men in dark, tactical gear stormed into the shop, weapons raised. Their movements felt strangely slow, not in reality, but to me. I could feel the vibrations of their footsteps in the floorboards, the hum of their comms, the static of their breaths. "I can see them," I whispered. Adler stared. "What? 3 behind us, 2 at the alley entrance." "You're reading their electromagnetic signatures." He swallowed. "That's impossible." Shots erupted. We sprinted into the back hallway. My senses sharpened with every heartbeat. The alley outside exploded with headlights from a black van. More agents. "Down!" Adler shoved me aside as bullets sliced past. I moved without thinking. A rhythm inside me, a rhythm not entirely my own, guided my limbs. I ducked under a swinging baton, grabbed a metal pipe, struck a wrist, spun, dodged, hit again. Electricity seemed to crackle under my skin. Adler stared at me like I was something unreal. "Nina, how?" A stun grenade detonated before he could finish. White swallowed the world. When awareness returned, I was strapped to a metal chair inside a bright glass room, walls on every side reflecting dozens of versions of me. My wrists were bound, my ankles locked. A woman entered with surgical gloves and a smile that promised pain. "Hello, Nina, I'm Dr. Cassian." "Where's Adler?" My voice shook with anger I didn't recognize. "Oh, alive, barely," she said sweetly. "He's proven resilient." I snarled against the restraints. "Let me go." You have something we want, she said, tapping my chest. A regulator that functions without killing its host. A miracle. Take it out and I die, I snapped. Not necessarily, she mused, but we'll learn plenty before that. Tools descended behind me, humming. Needles glinted. Then she spoke again, casual, cruel. Adler's brother volunteered for our program, you know. The air left my lungs. You're lying. Loyalty makes people do strange things, she continued. He believed in our work until he didn't. Before I could demand the truth, a body shattered the glass wall. Adler, bleeding, enraged, alive by pure defiance. He grabbed Cassian, slamming her into the wall. You lied to me, Cassian laughed breathlessly. You're welcome. He drew back to hit her. Adler! Stop! I screamed. He hesitated. Cassian pressed a hidden switch. A dome of electric blue energy snapped around me, trapping me inside. My heart thundered against my ribs, hot, bright, violent. Something inside it woke. Everything slowed again. The alarms, the rising sparks. Adler's expression of horror from outside the dome. The regulator wasn't just keeping me alive, it was listening to me. I pressed my palms against the electrified barrier. It stung like fire, but the fire felt like mine. Nina, don't! Adler yelled. I'm not the girl who dies anymore, I whispered. Heat spiraled through my arms, light spilled from my chest. Cassian's eyes widened in terror, and I pushed. The containment field shattered. Sparks rained like burning snow. Adler rushed to me, freeing my straps. Cassian reached for a tranquilizer gun. I caught her wrist before she could fire. No more, I said. My voice was steady. I'm done being hunted. Adler stood beside me, bruised and breathing hard. What now? I looked at all the fractured reflections of myself in the broken glass. The terrified girl. The broken one. The one who died. And the one who stood now. Now, I told him, I decide who I want to be. 2 weeks later, we stood on a rooftop overlooking the city. My new heart beat steady, warm, alive. Neon lights pulsed below like veins glowing under skin. Adler handed me a mug of coffee. You ready? I wasn't ready before, I said. Didn't matter. With the files you recovered, he said, we can bring Vantage down. We will, I promised. Not for revenge, for truth, for closure. He clinked his mug against mine. To new hearts. I smiled, feeling the hum of something bright and dangerous within me. To new beginnings. The wind tugged at my jacket. Below us, the city throbbed with life. For the first time, so did I. And when I stepped off the ledge into the night, my heart beat not with fear, but with purpose.